Hey, 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 hey. Good afternoon, good afternoon, good afternoon. My loving, loving, loving normies and non-normies. It's 3:21 in the afternoon. I got somewhere to be at 4 o'clock. I was supposed to start this joint at 3, but I got caught up. Um, I forgot what I was doing, but I got caught up. But I had to make sure that I stopped by. Sorry. Took a bite of the ice cream, forgetting I was going to talk. Not a smart idea. But I'm going to stop by because I had nothing better to do. And I'm bored. So I figured I'll come by y'all and interrupt y'all day and what y'all doing, what y'all got going on with my nonsense and what I don't got going on. Because I'm bored and I figured y'all got nothing going on. So we should have nothing going on together, right? I mean, why not? I'm just saying, keep each other entertained. And so y'all showing some support and some love. And I'm appreciating that love and that support. So we keeping it together, you feel me? Let me stop. I did have a topic I wanted to cover. And that topic pretty much was living your truth and how does that look for you. So I know I'll be talking a lot about parenting and then the mental illness and triggers, but in order for you to even know your triggers and understand them, you gotta be living your truth. In order for you to live your truth, you gotta be okay with your diagnosis. In order for you to be okay with your diagnosis, you've had to get help at one point in time. And I know a lot of people aren't keen with therapy or seeing a psychiatrist for nothing. So how you gonna get help? How you gonna be okay with living in your truth? How you gonna even know what your truth is, to be honest with you? Like you can't really self-diagnose yourself. You can to a certain extent, but how you really gonna know unless you really sit there and study all types of diagnoses? And if somebody else already went to school for that and got their degree in it, and they already know, why don't you just let them do the hard part and then you pick up from there? That's just my opinion. But how, how does living in your truth look like for you? For real, what does it look like for you? First off, you gotta ask yourself, are you even living in your truth? That's the question you first gotta ask. Are you being honest with yourself? Are you 100%? Damn, it was actually pretty good. 100% honest with yourself. Are you 100% honest with who you are and with the way you're living? We all pretty good at putting on that fake smile. We all pretty good at faking it till we make it. It's not what I'm asking. I'm asking, are you living your truth? And are you 100% sure that you're living your truth? And to be honest with yourself, once you have figured that out and you know the answer to that, then you can move on. But until you don't know the answer to that question, you can't move on. You're going to be stuck. And no matter what you do, it's not going to work because you have to embrace who you are in order for you to be able to succeed. Like, you're going to succeed to a minimum until you embrace who you are. Like, you have to be okay with living in your skin. You have to be okay with being who you are. In order to be okay with that, you have to know that. Like, how are you going to know what's going on unless you go see somebody? How may I help you? Okay. All right, you guys, I had to take a long pause from recording because for some particular reason my mic decided to stop recording. So I was talking for a long time when I realized that there was no line showing up on my screen to capture my voice. So I wasted all of my knowledge on an empty recording, and then I had to go back and delete all of that out. And that took a lot of my time. And by the time I was done, I had to go to my manifestation seminar that I'm participating in for the next 5 days. Well, 4 days, because today just passed pretty much. And, yeah. Then I took a little downtime, watched my binge show. Binging on, what the hell is this called? Good Witch. I'm binging on the Good Witch right now. I didn't realize 2 seasons got added on and I hadn't watched it, so I'm trying to catch up on that. And I pretty much do it for noise background, but sometimes the show is so dumb it catches my attention. I forget that I'm doing something. But back to what we were talking about. did you figure out what does living your truth look like? Have you thought about that? Have you also thought about, were you honest with yourself while you were thinking about it? Because, see, at one point I thought I was living my truth. I thought I was being honest with myself. I mean, I knew I was transparent with other people, to a certain extent. And I knew I was honest with a lot of stuff. But if they didn't know anything about this, how they can ask about it? But I really thought I was living in my truth. I thought I was honestly living in my skin. I really thought I was being honest with myself. And it turns out that I wasn't. It turns out that I was I was and I wasn't. So at this point in my life, when I realized I wasn't being truthful with myself, I knew something was up, but I just wasn't being 100%. I knew I had things going on, but I don't know how to explain it, but I knew that I wasn't being 100% honest. So when everything hit the fan and mentally I just couldn't take it no more, and I really started losing my shits, that's when I was yeah, I really need to be honest with myself. There's really some shit going on, and I really need to get to the bottom of it and figure it out. Because how do I expect my kids to know what's going on or be okay with what's going on? Or how do I expect not to affect my kids? Or how do I even expect to understand my kids if I can't even understand myself? I gotta understand myself first before I can even understand them. Before I can even parent, pretty much, I gotta be able to understand myself. And then before anybody can even genuinely love me, just how you gotta love yourself, you gotta be able to understand yourself too. You can't expect others to understand you if you're not understanding yourself. You have to know who you are, and you have to be okay with who you are, and you have to embrace who you are. And I always say to my kids, your condition doesn't make you make it. So because you have these labels, or somebody wants to put these labels on you, does not necessarily mean that they define who you are. You define it. That's the most imperative piece that people always forget. Nothing defines you. You define it, because nothing is cookie cutter. Nothing is cookie cutter. Nothing, especially in mental health, nothing is cookie cutter. There are no cookie cutter. Not all bipolars are the same. Not all PTSDs are the same. Not all anxieties are the same. Not all panic attacks are the same. Everything is not cookie cutter. What may be for one person is not for the next. So that's why you define the condition. The condition does not define you. And I've learned that the hard way. I've also realized that the more I embrace who I am, and I acknowledge that, okay, I may have bipolar, alright, it's cool, I could lose my top in 2.2 seconds, and there's nothing I could do about it, as long as I can start trying to catch myself in the process of it. Maybe one day I can get myself before it even happens, and I'm getting better at it. I'm getting better at catching myself. I'm getting better at realizing my triggers. I'm getting better at noticing, there's a situation that can put me in a situation, and you know what, I'm not walking in that situation. I might as well just go in the opposite direction and call it a day, because I'm going to end up in a trigger, or I'm going to end up spazzing or flipping, and I ain't trying to put myself in no situation like that. So let me get to stepping. But I'm only able to do that because I took the time to learn myself. I got the time to learn what this condition looks like within me and how I look rocking it. And that's where that tailored suit comes in at. You know what I'm saying? Get that seamstress. I can make that tailored suit to make you rock it so that you can look damn good in it. Not the other way around. Not you looking good wearing that tag. No. You need to rock that shit looking good. You feel me? You need to look good rocking that outfit. Not that outfit rocking you. You make that outfit. That outfit don't make you. It's the same exact theory. Pretty much. You know how some people can buy the same outfit and not look the same? One can actually look better in it than the other. Well, it's the same thing. It ain't a cookie cutter. Definitely ain't no cookie cutter. So this is something that hold on. So now that you have taken the time to figure that out, what you look like within your skin, and if you're living the truth or not, you also need to figure out what are you going to do with that knowledge, because some people may have the truth and they, you know what I'm saying, they live in their truth and they acknowledge it. Sorry, I was about to cough and I didn't want to do it on while recording, so I had to stop. But some people may acknowledge their truth and know their truth, but they don't know what to do with it. They don't know what it means, they don't understand, or they really just don't care. And it's like, whatever. But it makes a big difference, because knowing this piece of information reflects the rest of your days, and you know how you move, how you operate, how everybody else sees you, how they deal with you, how they acknowledge you, you know, how they embrace you. I feel like I'm just pleading my case, but nobody's gonna hear me and they're not gonna understand it because I'm not pleading it correctly. But I feel like I'm not pleading it correctly because I'm just really not feeling this topic right now. And I'm doing it only because I'm trying to stay within my content that I created, because I'm trying to be organized, you know, and I'm trying to be a productive adult, and I'm trying to do the adulting thing like I'm supposed to. But this topic is just really not calling to me right now. So because it's not calling to me right now, it's just making it very difficult to record an episode for y'all, because I'm not feeling it. And to be really honest, I'm just really not feeling good. I feel like I'm gonna pass out. And I really don't feel like I want to be recording anything at the current moment. But I also have the OCD side of me saying, all right, Lynette, you already started this, we gotta finish this. Like, this is not something that we're about to sit here and play around with. You committed to something, you about to get this done. So here I am, giving you guys as best as I can, me. And I've been sitting in a wheelchair since like 9 something this morning. My legs and my feet hurt. My body is like not my friend. And altogether, today has just been draining for me. And I don't know why, because I didn't really do much of anything since I was babysitting the girls. And they didn't do anything, so it's not like they were being disruptive, arguing, fighting, or anything. So there's no reason for me to be exhausted mentally or physically. But I'm drained right now. I feel like I could actually sleep till the next full moon, whenever that is. But I'm trying to give you guys my content, because this is an important topic, but I feel like maybe I should just do this topic when I'm feeling better, and maybe I can get my ish together and give y'all more yay vibes, because right now I feel like my vibes are just like if you know what I mean. So I don't know, I just not really feeling the topic. And then I had a backup topic in mind, because I was really feeling the backup topic more than I was feeling my main topic. And the reason why, I'm gonna tell y'all a silly ass thing, yo. Y'all probably gonna be here and be like, this chick really is crazy, for real, for real. So I have 3 calendars. No, I have 4 calendars. I have my spiritual manifesting calendar. I have my content calendar. I have my general one where I write like all crazy notes in and everything. And then I have my neat, like, family blending business calendar. So if I write anything in pen, that is like a permanent, definite, I'm doing, must be done on that day, you know, task, because I wrote it in pen. If I wrote it in pencil, that means it's an iffiness. I might not do it. It's my OCD because I don't like my calendars looking ugly. I don't like my calendars having no scratch off, white out, no nothing. I don't know why. Like, I know schedules change. I know things can happen. I know changes, can occur. The digital calendars allow you to change and do all these things. But when you write down, like you're going pen and paper, you don't have... Delano, I'm recording. I need you to lower that because I'm recording. You don't have... Thank you. You don't have that option. Like... You don't have the option because you wrote it down already. So if you wrote it in pen, you have to white it out. And then the fact that it's whited out, it's going to drive me insane. So, yeah, I hate the OCD piece. I hate the OCD piece because I sometimes struggle when I'm putting something down on my planner. I'll be like, man, but what about if this happens? Like, I know I'm doing this on this day, and sometimes I get tired, or sometimes I'll be frustrated, so maybe I might not want to get this done. See, I scheduled the recording of this podcast at 3 o'clock. I started, as you're going to hear in the beginning of this recording, I started this after 3 o'clock. So I didn't even start it on time like I was supposed to. Then I had the technical difficulties. Technically, right now, I'm supposed to be doing my health and life coaching program. I'm supposed to be going through my pillars because I'm technically 2 weeks behind. Since my phone was cut off, I couldn't get, buddied up so that I can do my assignments with somebody from the program, so that they can vouch for my assignments. I still need to find a case study so that I can, practice with while I'm doing this as well. Nobody volunteered for my last podcast, I guess. Nobody cares to better themselves or don't see the need to. I don't know. It's free coaching right now. Like, I would take advantage of it. If I heard somebody saying they needed a case study, shoot, I'd be like, me. I want to better myself. I want to do what I need to do to get on my A's and my P's and my Q's and have a better life. And you talk about I don't got to pay for it. All I got to do is give you a review. I'll be on it like white on rice. You ain't gotta ask me more than once. But guess my normies and non-normies are completely different from me. And that's okay. I ain't even mad at y'all. It is what it is. I just feel like I can't count on y'all. Like, what's up with that? I thought we were supposed to be like family. Thought y'all supposed to have my back and I'm supposed to have y'all back. But it feels like y'all don't have my back. Like, what's up with that? I wrote a podcast. That podcast has a poll on it. Not a podcast. Look at me. I said the wrong word. Lynette, you are recording a podcast. You wrote a blog. I wrote a blog. And that blog had a poll on it. Right? I'm still waiting to get some answers. Oh, matter of fact, hold on. Let's pull it up. Since my topic is not one that I'm caring to really speak about, maybe we can talk about this and switch it up a little. I'm beginning to get a little bit of life here. So let's see if this will help me bring in some more of my life. Alright, let's see. Wait, were there any notifications? There were. They left a comment about those around me, but I also don't want to hurt. Oh, I have a comment. Okay. So this is like the most ironic thing ever, right? So I didn't realize that I had deleted WordPress off of my screen on my phone, off my phone, period. I thought I still had it. I found strange I wasn't getting no notifications from them. But I just thought, well, maybe I turned off my notifications and I don't remember. Because I'm limited on space on my phone. So I'm paying for the little extra space. So I'm really limited between the pictures of the nails and stuff like that. I'm not limited, and I do have the Google backup photos, and I do put everything over there, then I delete, but I'm still limited on my space. So I happened to turn around and download it again. And then when I downloaded it again, I happened to go to my drafts, and I found two blogs that were there. One was started and completed. The other one was started, only has 2 paragraphs. It hasn't been completed. One was September 2021. The other one was from July 16th. 4 days before my situation happened, 2021. And that one was kind of sad. I was feeling depressed. I was reading it and I was like, I'm not posting that. And I can't complete it. I can't finish it because I don't feel the same way that I did at that moment. I don't even know where those emotions came from, to be honest. So I have a reader. They commented on that blog. I feel like that too, where I want to vent about those around me, but I also don't want to hurt anyone and try to see the best in people. WordPress is a good place to let the negative stuff out. That's definitely true. That's honestly what I kind of use it for. I definitely agree. I just basically told them I agree with you. WordPress has helped me a lot. So I'm gonna read you guys the post. Like I said before, this post was written in September. I wrote this in September 2021. I think it was September 20th or 21st, somewhere around there. I can't even remember. But I found it and I was like, oh snap. Look at this. Why didn't I post it? I'm really trying to figure out why I didn't post it. I can't even remember that day, so I don't even know why I didn't post it. But it says, the clock says 1:34 in the morning, and I'm sitting wide awake on my bed. The big question is, why in the heck am I sitting on my bed at this time? I should be knocked out in dreamland having a blast, or so I hope that is where I would be at this time. But no, I'm sitting here deep in thought to the point that I'm trying to find a way to let my emotions out. Trying to find a way to vent where those around me won't get in my way. In my current situation, since we are homeless, living in a motel, this is not possible. This has been driving me nuts, utterly insane. Since we had bought the van, I would go in the van to think. I also went in there to dump my emotions if need be with no one around me. I struggle to express myself, and it's worse when others are around. Sometimes I want to vent about those around me, but don't want to make them feel bad because I'm triggered. So I just vent out and keep it pushing. Hence why I have nowhere to turn to but WordPress right now. Since all of the kids are asleep, I won't disturb them. Their dad's binge watching a show, so he's not being disturbed either. I get to release some of my pent-up stress, feelings, and emotions. It'd be nice to be in a better position so that I could have more than one option. Sidebar. I found this in my drafts on my app for September 2021. I'm not sure why it's in my drafts, but there's no point in letting it just sit there. The title was Nowhere to Turn. I should have told y'all that first. Sorry. I just thought the post itself would have been more interesting in the title. I don't know why I'm not into titles. Titles never my biggest thing. When I write my post, I literally just write my post and then give it a title, because I write based on my feelings and my emotions. So I never know sometimes what's gonna come out.
But I found it and I was just like, snap, I wonder why I didn't post it. Like, what the heck was going on? What stopped me from posting this? Like, I must have thought I hit post and didn't realize that I didn't hit post, and it sat in the drafts that whole entire time until now. And if I would have never downloaded the app, I would have never realized that the sucker was just sitting there doing nothing. But I attached a poll, and yeah, I see nothing. I see no answers, I guess you could say, to my poll. Yeah. But it wasn't even a poll to that one, actually. The poll was the one to the role that we play in our relationships. Let me check that one out. Let's see. I'm looking, good looking. I'm trying to find it, y'all. Give me one sec. My thoughts. Here we go. So I did a poll to this blog post, and I do have a person who commented on it, and I have a person who, I just want to see this on the site. I don't even, why can't I just view it on the site? View it on the site. I don't even want to view it on here. I want to view it on the site because I don't want to fucking mess it up. Sometimes I accidentally tend to click something, then I touch the screen and I mess it up because I got a touch screen too. Yeah, so I did put the blog to this one. Hey, where's the blog? Where's the poll? Is that why I'm not getting no... My poll is missing. I put a poll and it's not here. That would explain why I didn't get no answers. My poll went MIA. See, I tell you, WordPress messes with me all the darn time. Oh, wait, it's still loading. Let me give it time to finish loading. It's still loading. Well, while that's still loading, I'll read you guys the post. My thoughts on my role in relationships. Have you ever stopped to wonder if you're being fair in your relationships? Doesn't matter if it's with a partner, your child, parent, friends, co-workers, etc. If you haven't, it's okay. I won't fault you. It's not something everyone does, so you don't have to feel bad if you are not one of them. But it would be awesome if moving forward, you take some time every once in a while to evaluate your part in these relationships, to make sure that you're not just receiving but also giving. I ask this because I stopped not too long ago to think about my relationships and roles, which led to me thinking about the part I wish I could play. I find myself lately being more and more homesick than before, which would make sense as to why I would think about the role I play in my relationships. I then really started thinking, was or is the relationship balanced? What am I offering them in return for what they provide me? Am I showing my appreciation? I am not good at this. I really am not good at showing my appreciation. Sidebar, sorry, I needed to add that. These are just a few things that I found myself pondering over. I never want to feel like I'm not receiving what I give or just receiving without providing I never want to feel like I'm not receiving what I give or just receiving without providing the same in return. Unfortunately, it's too late for that statement since I already feel this way about both views. If this wasn't the case, I wouldn't be writing this blog. I was doing my morning routine of affirming and manifesting when I got a call to get ready to go get some things done for that person. Okay, let me start multitasking. I can at least get some of my work done and I won't have to rush later to complete them. It is almost 4 hours later and I'm still waiting on this person after the last FaceTime we had an hour ago. The call was ended with them fully dressed. Keep in mind we were on FaceTime, so I know they're fully dressed and ready to head out. the door to come get me. I know there was a call coming in, but call and let me know if plans have changed out of common courtesy and respect. This way I know how to rearrange what I had already arranged to accommodate what they wanted to do, just for it to be ignored and unappreciated. Just for an hour to go by. I mean, I had time from the first call to get ready to record a whole hour and 10-minute podcast episode that I am waiting to upload while I'm writing this blog. When I say ready, I even put my makeup on so that I wouldn't look so pale when I head out this door. I had time to ponder this topic even more just from the scenario. It made me think, have I ever been this inconsiderate of others in their time? I hope this has not been the case, but I know that I will pay close attention to how I operate in my relationships from this day forward. I want to make sure that those I care about know that I care about them and value the role in my life. For those that may be here just for a season, I will appreciate and learn from that season with no love lost. Everyone and everything has its time. It is making sure that I understand and play my role accordingly during that time. I want to be the friend to others I would like them to be in return. My financial situation affects my ability to go and visit Connecticut. It has been over 3.5 years. I am dying to go and spend time with those relationships that matter and mean the world. No matter how far the distance, I may not stay in touch how I should, since I don't want the madness in my life to overpower whatever happiness they may have. But it doesn't mean that I care or love any less. I am moving over to give them time to shine bright. I sometimes have a lot going on at once and don't need that to affect my loved ones and their goals or accomplishments. A total of 5 hours later, I headed out to go handle that business. I just got back to writing the final lines for this blog. Waited so long to complete an errand that it took 30 minutes, so go figure that wait time would be longer than the errand itself. Hope you all have a blessed day. Don't forget to make today count, for tomorrow's not promised to anyone. And then my poll was, how does your role look in your relationships? First one, you equally receive as you give. Second, you're more of a giver than a receiver. The third one, you're more of a receiver than a giver. The fourth one, you're not sure. The fifth one, who cares? And the sixth one, stop being nosy. LOL. I just figured it'd be nice to start interacting with y'all more in any of the platforms that I can interact with you guys more. So I put that up there. If you guys actually can head on over to WordPress, to the blog, Life as a Single Parent, Mental Illness, that blog. And, answer the poll. You don't even have to read it because I read it to you. So you don't have to read it. You can just answer the poll. Hit the like for me. If you want to comment, that'd be awesome, because I would definitely love to know, like, if you've ever really stopped to think about the roles that you play in those relationships. Like, I ponder about this because I feel guilty sometimes. Like, I've had to ask, for help financially, or if I'm mentally breaking down, I have to call someone to be there for me, like, and help me walk off that edge that I'm standing on. And sometimes I feel so guilty that I take up so much of that time that I don't want to bother them. Like, they have their own lives going on. They have their own madness going on. Like, look at when my sister was in the hospital, she didn't want to tell me. And I call her my sister because when I was growing up, I used to call her mommy. And she's only like 4 or 5 years older than me. So when we got older, I kind of didn't see it. I didn't see the point of calling her mommy anymore, so I started calling her my sister. She was in the hospital for a while. I didn't even know, because I have always so much going on. She didn't want to alarm me or anything, but I mean, that's something that I don't want to not know, if that makes sense, because God forbid something does go south, I want to be ready for it. So I stop and I take a look at my role in my relationship with my friends and those that I consider my family. I don't want them to feel like I love them any less, or I care about them any less, or that I don't appreciate them, or that they don't matter, because they do. They definitely do. Like, there's Uncle Mervin. Like, the kids start like Bev adopted him as Uncle Mervin. You know, for a long time he was Mervin. But Mervin's done a lot for us, and Mervin's been there through a lot. You know what I'm saying? Mervin came in the picture, I don't know, 2016, I think. 16, 17, somewhere around there, and been in the picture ever since. Sorry, I'm thirsty. I wouldn't have been able to get past my pregnancy without Uncle Mervin. I know that much. Because Uncle Mervin definitely helped out through Stinkerbutt's pregnancy a lot. Then you have Auntie Maria. We definitely wouldn't have made it without Auntie Maria. Like, she's still helping out a lot. And through my pregnancy, she really helped out a lot. Like, there's a lot of people, you know. There's a lot of people. The baby's godmother, Tanasia. She just had herself a nice little girl's best friend's vacation. I just told her, hope you had yourself a nice blast and got you some rest. Obviously, she ain't getting no rest, but she had a blast. Hey, as long as she's rejuvenated and continue to do her work and handle her 4 boys, that's all that matters. There's a lot of people that, you know what I'm saying, I can't wait till I get on my feet so that I can return what they have done for me. And I would definitely love to be able to feel like I'm actually being their friend in return and not just like they're being mine. But that was one of the reasons why I posted that up there, because I always feel like when it comes to me and my roles in relationships, I always feel like I'm being taken advantage of and I'm being taken for granted, and I'm not appreciated, not loved, not cared for, you know, and things like that. And a lot of those roles I tend to walk away from, and I tend to disappear. I'm sometimes stuck with, you know, for 18 years, unfortunately. But I try to do the best that I can with the situations that I'm in, and I try to make them work as best as I can. And that's the thing that most people don't understand about me. They always be like, well, you should do this, you should do that. If I was in your shoes, I would do this, I would do that, and this and that, and this and that, and that and this. But see, I believe honestly that you should want to see those around you build and succeed. You shouldn't want to see them down. You shouldn't want to see them out. You should want to see them up. Like, you're supposed to surround yourself with like-minded people. And I can't do that right now. I don't have any like-minded people around me right now. I need to get out of here so that I can have like-minded people around me. I've been trying to create courses for a while to put online so I can sell. I have no one around me that's even jumping on the idea for except 2 people. But it hasn't even budged anywhere. Like, I have to pretty much be the one to kind of push, you know what I'm saying? Push. And if I'm going to have to push, then what's the point? I mean, then there's no point, because then for that, I might as well just do it myself. Just give me the information, I'll create the course, and I'll do it all myself, and then I'll just get the money. Because, I mean, you have the knowledge, but if I'm going to have to be the face, the knowledge, I mean, the face that's providing that knowledge, then I'm just going to get the bank myself. I'm trying to work on deciding on how I want to get this knowledge out there. Do I want to make it in a mini course? Do I want to do it as a mini book? Like, how do I want to get these things out there? I have so many ideas, and I can run some by certain people, and it's kind of like, okay, I'm not dreaming just a dream. Like, I'm talking about serious things. You know, I understand I'm homeless right now, and I'm living in a motel right now, but that doesn't mean that I don't have big ideas and a drive to do it. I just have to get out of this situation that I'm in right now so that I can get running. I have to, you know, get out of what's holding me back so I can run and soar and fly and feel the wind beneath my wings and keep going and pushing and thriving and succeeding and doing everything that I need to do to get where I need to go. Like, I need to know that I'm playing the roles that I need to play in these relationships just like they're playing the roles they need to play in my relationships with them. And I just don't want nobody to feel unappreciated, uncared for, unloved, or neglected, anything like that. So that's what led to that. And that's what led to me reading it to you guys now, because it was still on my mind, which is why I brought it up. And that's why I laid it out on a podcast. But I think it's about time that I leave you guys alone, because this was just pretty much, I don't know, because I do feel better now. I guess it was just a topic that wasn't sitting right with me. I mean, I know I need to deliver it to you guys, and I know you guys need to understand it, but it's like, I feel like I'm going to be preaching to the choir, and I don't think it's the right time. Something in my body is telling me that right now is just not the time to have the subject with y'all, have that conversation with y'all. So I'm just going to keep it pushing, and I'm going to end this little session, episode, conversation, I don't know. I'm going to end it today. Tomorrow we should have coffee together. Let me stop. Anyways, I hope y'all make today count, okay? For tomorrow ain't promised to no one. So let's make yesterday jealous, alright? See y'all.